Earlier today, there was a chance for royal watchers to get up close and personal with the Prince at a barbecue. Nine's Alyssa Warren joins us now from Mrs Macquarie's chair. Alyssa, did lots of people show up to see him?
Wendy, royal fever has well and truly hit Sydney. Around 500 to 600 people turned up to welcome the Prince to his Australian lunch. It was Aussie style, a barbecue at Royal Botanic Gardens. Everyone from families to babies, grandparents, and also, of course, a handful of screaming teenage girls were here to greet him. They all waited around in 28-degree heat for around half an hour to an hour, all for a handshake, a quick chat, and even a kiss.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, what's the question?
Would you marry me?
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, he was gorgeous. Definitely going to marry me now.
I gave him a quick kiss on his cheek. It was great.
Oh, I got such a shock.
And he left you breathless, did he?
Yes, he did.
How are you?
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm shaking. It was wonderful. Shook my hand.
Royal sweat. We shook his hand. Royal sweat.
He was here for a barbecue lunch which was hosted by the New South Wales Premier. After greeting his royal watchers, he headed down to take a little stroll along the waterfront. He was then officially welcomed with a traditional smoking ceremony before he greeted his guests, which were from all walks of life. There were people here, mostly young Australians, young lifesavers, community workers. Ian Thorpe was here and actually sat on his table for the lunch. The MC was Daniel McPherson, and he invited the Prince up to say a few words, and the people at the lunch were quite impressed with what he had to say. It seems he ad-libbed, he didn't have anything prepared, and he even joked about coming back to Australia for good.
It has been a terrific couple of days in Sydney, and because of that, I've joked that I will actually try and buy a house in Sydney. So if any of you got any properties for sale, then please let me know.
I love it. Now, Lisa, he's actually had a pretty busy day. Take us through some of the places that he visited this morning.
Wendy, he woke to this beautiful day in Sydney and then head down to Sydney's southwest. He went to Liverpool, where he met with some youth workers who represented the Ted Noffs Foundation, and they performed some beatboxing. And the Prince was quite impressed, but he said his beatboxing was hardly up to scratch compared to theirs. But he did reveal a few of his musical tastes. He said he was interested in Linkin Park and Kanye West. He then head off to Holsworthy Barracks, where he took part in some training exercises. He fired some guns and some rifles, and apparently he was up to scratch. He also had a chat with some of the Australian troops before he visited Garden Island, where he boarded the Southern Surveyor, a marine research facility at Woolloomooloo.
Excellent. He certainly has had a very, very busy day. Alyssa Warren there, thank you very much.